Good day, folks. My name is Dustin Cormier, and I am a tropical-based Vedic astrologer. This video is called Find Tropical Vedic Astrologers online and in your area. The intention of this video is to connect all of the practicing tropical Vedic astrologers that are currently practicing actively and who have practices that you can engage with through either a YouTube channel or through their own teaching that they do on a website, etc. Most of the people who you'll find in this video are also active practitioners of tropical Vedic astrology. They can read your chart and they will go through it and do an astrology session with you for their own set price. So this video is intended to kind of wrangle us all together as a community so that our clients can have sort of like an active video full of many of us who are currently practicing, so that you as a client have access to resources to seeing which astrologer might vibe best for you. It's the reason why I wanted to do a video in this way. Now, just to give a little bit of backdrop, most of you probably know about this stuff, but just to give a bit of a view on this, it's important to note that Vedic astrologers are not necessarily sidereal astrologers. Now, it's a lot to kind of explain, but essentially, most people think in order to practice Vedic astrology that you have to bring the points in the chart back 23 degrees. But you do not have to bring the points in the chart back 23 degrees to practice Vedic astrology, no matter what anybody tells you, because the sidereal Vedic camp thinks that that is how it has to be done. But even they would agree that Vedic and sidereal are not the same thing. There's a difference between measurement and philosophy in astrology. Vedic astrology is a system of interpretation. This is Jyotish. The Vedic system is very different from Western astrology. And the Vedic way of interpreting chart figures is not a system of measurement, it's a system of interpretation. Tropical astrology measures time like most Westerners do. So the sun sign changes around the 20th to the 22nd day of the month. Sidereal astrology adjusts the time back 23 degrees. So the sun signs change around the 14th or 15th of the month. And this is a hotly debated topic. Now, this is how you should think of it. A practitioner of Vedic astrology can choose to measure using tropical or sidereal. A practitioner of Western astrology can also choose to measure using tropical or sidereal, right? So it is through the lineage of these YouTube practitioners who have been on YouTube for a long time talking about a tropical basis for a tropical system of measurement for Vedic practice in astrology. The big patriarch is Ernst Wilhelm. Ryan Kirksack is also a well-known practitioner of this, as well as Vic Dicara. And there are many more out there, but these guys tend to be who people recognize as sort of like the patriarchs of this emerging platform in astrology. So if you're interested, this video again is showing people who are in this same crew of tropical-based Vedic astrologers. We don't bring the signs back 23 degrees. We use what Westerners are used to, but we apply Vedic astrology, Vedic philosophy and interpretation to it. And there are lots of differences in the Vedic. If you watch any of our videos on YouTube, you'll see how deep and how vastly different Vedic can be from Western. Now, this video is intended again to show the community of astrologers that are here on YouTube and as well just as practicing astrologers. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. Namaskar. May all people find the illumination of self-realization they seek through the gift to mankind that is known as Jyotish. Namaste. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you to all of these astrologers who have given their videos for me to throw into this video. Good luck, happy hunting, and enjoy the ride.
Hi everyone, my name is Fiona Marques and I am a tropical Vedic astrologer, and just like Dustin, I undertook the Vedic Astrology apprenticeship with Ryan Kurzak. Before I was a Vedic astrologer, I was a Vedic life coach and massage therapist. And this means that my style of working with clients is all about authentic empowerment. My clients find that Vedic astrology can really help them connect to their authentic self. And when you work with me, you'll often leave the session feeling proud, really proud of yourself, truly, truly who you are. And it's from that deep place of appreciation and celebration of the self that you can achieve anything. So I love that Vedic astrology gives us that way to talk about trauma and suffering, to be grounded in reality, and then the objectivity that we get from Vedic astrology allows us to untangle ourselves from those obstacles and traumas and be truly free, be truly conscious, and truly able to make our own choices. So if you want to find out more about me, I have a website, a Patreon, and a YouTube. They're all based around my name, Fiona Marques, all together. So FIONA all together. You can find those and you can connect with me through my website. You can find out more about me by watching the YouTube videos, or I also host the Vedic Astrology podcast. You can listen on your favorite platform, on Apple Music, on Spotify, wherever you normally listen to music, you'll be able to access the podcasts. I am the custodian of the Asheville Vedic Astrology Apprenticeship Program that is on teachable.com. So I work with students to assess their work on the certification pathway. And in that role, I help everyone just keep progressing through that curriculum. And as well as that, I host a jam for astrologers called Astrolojam, where we pre-research charts and we get together and we jam. We just share techniques and methodologies that we've been experimenting with, and we inspire each other and try out new things. If you would like to have a reading with me, you can book your reading on my website. Traditionally, I've always done my readings live on Zoom because I love interacting with people. However, I'm just right at this moment introducing a pre-recorded video option for those on a budget. So if you would like to have a reading with me, I would be delighted to work with you. And the final thing for me to say is just to thank Dustin for inviting me to be part of the project, and look forward to interacting with you all. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Thanks, Dustin.
Good day, folks. My name is Dustin Cormier. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer. You can find a little bit more about me on my YouTube channel, How to Rock Astrology. I've been practicing tropical astrology since about like 2012, 2013. I am somebody who got into the Vedic idea of astrology sometime around 2017, 2018. I was always interested in it, but it was around 2018 that I started to get into it. I practiced through the lineage of Ryan Kurzak, through his teaching method called Asheville Vedic Astrology. In my practice, I take your chart and I see it through the techniques that I've learned over 4 years with Asheville Vedic Astrology, as well as various things I've learned through Vic Dicara and Ernst Wilhelm. And I also take a lot after what I would say is Carl Jung and a Western psychoanalytical background. I was very interested in the likes of Stephen Arroyo and Isabel M. Hickey and a lot of Western authors before I got into the Vedic. So I'm really a combination. Oh, and also I should say Jeffrey Wolf Green and evolutionary astrology. So I'm really a combination of tropical Vedic astrology and tropical Western evolutionary astrology. I do practice using the outer planets, and I've really made up my own synthesis of what they mean. So when you do a reading with me, I look through the bones of the chart and I bring my own consciousness to bear in terms of talking with you about it. I really consider myself a counselor and a life counselor of sorts. I'm Leo rising with Sagittarius moon conjunct Mercury. My Atmakarika is Venus with Jupiter in Virgo. I have a meticulous way of doing things, but ultimately I put the driver's seat in your hands as a client, and I only act as an objective mirror for what is seen in the chart. So let me know if you're interested in a reading, and thank you everybody for watching this video. Namaste.
Hello there, I am Vic Dicara, a tropical Vedic astrologer. I study the classic texts like Paladipika and just focus on trying to really understand the basics as clearly and as deeply as possible. I have moon in Rohini, Gemini, 6th house. And in my astrology practice, brief encapsulation, I stick to the basics and make it work. You can contact me at vicdicara.com, VICDICARA.com, or just search around Google for my name, Vic Dicara. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Laura Barat, and I am a tropical Vedic astrologer. I've been an astrologer for almost 30 years now, and I'm mainly a tropical Vedic, but I also use techniques of other systems like the Hellenic system and just regular Western astrology. I consider myself an astrologer that uses different techniques. And I'm also, I love to, or I have been diving heavily into astrology based on eclipses, new and full moons, and returns, the solar return, the lunar return, the returns of the planets, and the big one is the nodal return. It's like you have a rebirth. You can have a completely different birth chart from this nodal return every 18.6 or thereabouts years. Okay, so I concentrate heavily on this type of astrology for all types of readings, psychological profiles, and predictions. So that's what I do, and I love it. So I'm also an educator in Vedic astrology and Hellenic astrology. And there's also a type of astrology, constellational astrology, that uses the traditional sidereal zodiac of the constellations, but in a different way that will show your transpersonal purpose, not your personal purpose and your personal life, but what you do transpersonally for your community or your purpose in that regard and the world at large. My website is laurabaratastrologer.com. So, or you can catch me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Laura Barat Astrologer, or just Laura Barat. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye.
Namaste. My name is Sachin Sharma. I'm from Searchin Sachin Astrology. I'm a lifelong student and practitioner of Jyotisha, and I use the proper solar or season-based zodiac, which is commonly termed as the tropical zodiac. I've been studying Jyotisha since 2014, and I've been practicing since 2017. And I've studied under various teachers, but primarily and most sincerely with Ryan Kozak and Ernst Wilhelm. In my practice, I utilize Jyotisha with psychoanalysis and analytical psychology literature, which is Jung, post-Jungians, and Jungians. And Jyotisha can be quite therapeutic when it is integrated with psychotherapy and proper counseling practices. And counseling and psychotherapy can gain a lot of clarity and depth if it enters a proper dialogue with Jyotisha regarding the metaphysical structure of the psyche, the nature and dynamics of the psyche. In my approach to Jyotisha, the Jyotishi should be able to predict, psychoanalyze, and philosophize simultaneously, while keeping in mind the proclivities and the needs of the client. And that's how I take my practice. That's how I practice it. And you can visit www.searchinsachin.com to know more about how I practice, how I think, and to know more about the services that I offer. The website is www.searchinsachin.com. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Dr. Ganesh Jayakumar. I'm a scientific researcher by profession and I hold a PhD in bioelectronics and nanotechnology. I practice Jyotisha as a secondary profession. So my interest in astrology and esoteric sciences started at the age of 16. So I've been studying astrology in and out for like approximately 20 years now. I studied from the likes of Dr. B.V. Raman, Dr. K. N. Rao, and Ernst Wilhelm, and other prominent astrologers from India as well. But ever since I met Ernst Wilhelm, so I've been only following his teachings. But these days I also focus on self-learning and research and, try to experiment with my own techniques and stuff. I've been a practicing astrologer since 2013. I use tropical rashis in my practice and it works very effectively for me. I specialize in almost all areas of astrology. I offer counseling sessions as well. I combine modern psychology, spirituality, astrology, that is the classical Parashri system, Maharishi Jaimini system, tarot, and cards of truth in my practice. My current focus is predominantly on researching, writing, and teaching the techniques that I've learned, as well as, the new techniques that might come up in my work. So I'm more focused on qualitatively and quantitatively setting a foundation and proving the techniques using statistics and methods like that. Okay. In the future as well, I have big plans to use the modern techniques of data science, modeling, and statistics to prove the ancient knowledge that the rishis have left behind for us. If you're interested to book a session with me, you can contact me on my website, vidyavaridi.org. And if you're interested to learn the courses, you can check out my other website, learn-astrology.com. Okay, so I repeat the websites again. It's vidyavaridi.org and learn-astrology.com. Thanks for watching and look forward to working with you.
Hello, my name is Corey Dowds of Eye of the Veda. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer, and I'm actually in a tropical part of India right now, but normally I live in the United States. I've been studying and practicing Jyotish for about over 15 years now, since 2007. I've studied with various teachers over the years, but my main teachers have been Ernst Wilhelm and Ryan Kurzak, and I've also been an initiate of the Kriya Yoga tradition, and I was initiated by Roy Eugene Davis and Ryan Kurzak. And Roy Eugene Davis is a direct disciple of Paramhansa Yogananda, so it was just only one link away from Yogananda of the legendary book Autobiography of a Yogi. I'm also a lover of Meher Baba, and if you have any connection to that tradition as well. And I've got the moon in Cancer, in Ardra Nakshatra, hence the connection to a Shiva lineage of yoga, Kriya Yoga, of Lahiri Mahashaya. And in my practice, I focus mainly on healing our wounds, and what some might call a psychological as well as spiritual emphasis, or psycho-spiritual as some are calling it now. So I'm kind of like a therapist, but, or a counselor, but with the added help of the astrology chart, which is almost like a cheat sheet for all of our psychological issues that we've had for our many lives, really, not just this one. And yeah, I also do financial astrology because, if you can't get the bills paid and your belly is hungry, I've had experiences like that, and what did it matter how healthy my psychology was when I couldn't get enough food or get the bills paid? So I also focus on the financial astrology to help people with that, because I find that to be a really important way to just help people in a very practical way nowadays. So you can contact me through my site, ayurveda.com, or also I have an Instagram and a YouTube channel of the same name, Eye of the Veda, or you could look up Corey Dowds, Eye of the Veda. And I call it that because astrology is known as the eyes of the Veda, the truth. Veda means the truth. The aim of every Hindu is to know the Veda. And astrology is the tool, the eyes, the lens with which we perceive the truth of our life. So if that interests you, you can reach out to me and let's do some work. Thanks. Hari Om. Okay, one more thing. I've got a Jyotish school. I've got a Vedic Astrology school online. And so if you're interested in learning Vedic astrology, you should definitely check that out, especially if you're into the tropical system, because that's what I use. And I have currently a financial astrology master course, and it's 20 plus hours. It does focus a lot on cryptocurrency, but all kinds of markets. It focuses on how to read markets, how to read the chart, how to see money in the chart, where the money's coming from, things like that. And then I've got a Jyotish and Yogic philosophy course and a Nakshatra course. And if you can buy both of those, get one free. So you can buy the Jyotish one and you get the Nakshatra one for free as well. The Nakshatra course is a little bit more advanced. The Jyotish and Yogic philosophy course is more for people who, it's coming from the ground up. So it starts out very simple, but then it's already getting very complicated and very advanced. And that course, I really like it because it goes into Yogic philosophy or Yoga Darshana. It goes into Sanskrit. You can learn a little bit of Sanskrit basics. You learn a little bit of meditation basics. I teach you the beginning of Kriya Yoga, meditation in that. So it rounds out the astrologer to make them truly a good counselor, because in my opinion, you can only counsel, even if you have a lot of great techniques, you can only counsel so well if you have some wisdom and some spiritual growth and development behind you, so that's kind of the point of that course. So yeah, check those out if you're interested, and I will have a link, or Dustin will put up a link to it or something like that. Yeah, thank you for listening. Hari Om.
Hey everybody, my name's Ayers and I am a Tropical Vedic astrologer. I originally studied astrology with my mother, who studied tropical astrology and then went on to study sidereal Vedic astrology. So I had a lot of experience studying and looking at both the different systems. And then I formally trained with Ryan Kurzak and Ernst Wilhelm, and I study tropical Vedic astrology now. My moon's in Taurus, and that's my saving grace in my chart if anyone's interested. And in my practice, I work really hard to bring astrology to people in a way that's accessible and practical. I try to answer questions as accurately as I possibly can. And I understand how astrology can really be a foreign language. So I try to deliver it in a way that makes a lot of sense and is usable by people. I spend a lot of time answering people's questions, very general questions and very specific questions. I work with the horary system as well as prajna to answer questions as well. I work with couples, relationship astrology, and I work with people on a monthly basis or a yearly basis to keep updated on all of the different things that are going on. If you want to know more about what I offer, I do have a website, channingayrsastrology.com, or you can send me an email at channing@ashevillevedicastrology.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Ro, and I am from Chicago, Illinois. I am a data scientist and a tropical Vedic astrologer. I take every single reading that I do and I approach every single reading in a very unique way. I like to use Vedic astrology, of course, and I also like to use the cards of truth in my readings. And I truly believe that every person that I do a reading for, there is a reason why that person had come to me, and there's something that I need to say that they need to hear. And there's something about that person's life story that me as an astrologer hearing is actually helpful to me. So if you're interested in getting a reading, you can contact me at ro@theguidedalchemist.com, and I would love to do a reading for you and show you the wonders of tropical Vedic astrology.
Hello, my name is Suzan Smadi, and I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer. I love using the tropical signs with the sidereal nakshatras as per my teacher, Ernst Wilhelm. I studied extensively with Ernst because his research and amount of dedication and devotion to the science of astrology is really unmatched, in my opinion, that is. And so I also studied in the beginning of my journey with other teachers. One of them was Mark Boney in Vedic astrology and others from Western astrology. So I have a lot of knowledge in the world of astrology because it's been my passion since I'm 4 years old. And so even though it wasn't accepted in my family, I needed to know about the stars. And so that is my story. My moon is in Purva Falguni, if you want to know, and it's in the tropical sign of Virgo, which makes me extremely mercurial. My Atmakarka is the sun, and it's in Kritika. So I like to cut to the chase and get it over with, get it done, and help as much as I can. I like going into the root causes of things. And that's my main concern. The healing of people, myself included, is my #1 priority. And so that is really what my aim is when I work with clients. And when in my practice, I actually incorporate different tools from my toolbox. And I have a lot of tools in that toolbox. So I like to bring them in as I feel is best necessary for each client. So that's why no session will ever be the same. I'm also a BQH practitioner and sort of like a shamanic practitioner as well. And if you want to know more about me, you can really, truly reach out to me at sacredconnections8.com, or if you prefer over the phone at 347-674-9997. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, my name is Suzanne. I am a tropical Vedic astrologer. I studied with Ryan Kurzak with the Asheville Vedic Astrology apprenticeship program. It was a 4-year program, very vigorous program. And I got my certificate, my diploma in early 2022. But I have been working many years, probably about 12 years or so, in private practice as a psychotherapist. And so astrology has been a wonderful tool to add to my psychological private practice. And so my style is kind of a counseling style approach to help a client to uncover, through looking at their astrology chart, what habits or tendencies or difficulties they might be experiencing in a particular area of life. And we can understand what's going on in their chart that could help us to see what's happening for them. And then we can use psychological tools and strategies and interventions to help a person get unstuck through different strategies or interventions. So that's kind of my style. I like to work with clients and build a sort of a relationship through weekly sessions. So if you're interested in this style of counseling, I would love to work with you. You can reach me at Suzanne.Balka LPC at yahoo.com. Again, that's Suzanne, SUZANNE, .Balka, BALKA, LPC at yahoo.com. I do have my moon in Libra, so I'm very warm and sociable and friendly, and I love working with others. And so if I seem like I might be a good fit for you, please reach out, and I'd love to set something up with you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Hi, my name is Brooke. I've been practicing astrology for 11 or 12 years now. I feel like my best introduction is my writing. So I write and offer my services at staroracles.com. And, you know, if you're ever interested in a reading, I definitely think going there, reading my posts, and just seeing if there's a resonance is definitely the way to start. I love Gemini astrology because it really gives me those concrete details that complements my intuition really well. I love medical astrology. I use Ernst's system of medical astrology. And I love past life astrology because understanding those past life themes is really key to making sense of some of the themes we're experiencing in this life. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Dustin, for organizing this video and for inviting me to contribute my introduction. Take care. Thanks.
Namaste everyone. I am Yogesh Lohra from Mumbai, India. I have been studying astrology since 2011 under the guidance of Ernst Willem. To talk little more about my astrological chart, my sun and moon are conjunct in 10th Rashi, ruled by Chitra Nakshatra. People influenced by this nakshatra are very curious. And for my case, my sun being my Atma Karaka, I always has this curiosity to know myself and my purpose. And probably that is the quest has pulled me into astrology. Now to talk about what I practice and what are my strengths, I do career consultation and relationship management, along with the complete compatibility of a couple. So if you want to know more what else services you will get, you can visit www.tropicalrashi.com, and also alternatively you can text me, you can WhatsApp me on +91 98 19 54 6091. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Jean-Michel. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer, and I began studying astrology in about 2016, but I discovered the work of Ernst Wilhelm about 2.5 years ago, and that really blew the doors open for me with the possibilities that astrology has. that we can apply astrology to our lives in both our psychology, but also how to look into the future and see what the subtle energies have in store for us and how our consciousness can grow from that. And I have the moon in Pisces, and so I'm a person that's always imagining and exploring the different layers and depths of possible experiences in life. And I think my astrology practice came from my earlier profession as a theater and film director, where I'm working with actors in order to get at these subtle motivations that they can take from their own lives and apply them in a fictional scenario and be as truthful as possible in depicting psychology. And when I found astrology, I saw it as an amazing language and the most true way to study the subtle energies in our world, because ever since I was young, I used to think that it's only a matter of time before science can quantify the subtle energies working around us. And eventually I realized that it's astrology that is studying that. And so I really appreciate how Ernst brought a very scientific way of looking at astrology and being as objective as possible about what's happening in our world around us, but also in our consciousness and subconsciousness. And in that, there's so many different experiences we can have. And so in a session with the clients, I love going into and finding these corners of their psychology that they know is there, but maybe they can't articulate, and then really exploring the different possibilities that their chart is revealing, and to bring to light all of the different layers of their own possibilities and the layers to why they're motivated to do certain things, and helping to show how a certain planet working here is bringing about this experience. And so I treat astrology as very mathematical and scientific, but in that there's this exploration of experiences. So it's a combination of both. And I've been working with predictions recently as well, and Ernst has been able to teach so much on how to give accurate predictions and readings to help people see what's in store for them coming up. People are always interested in learning about that. And yeah, so if you'd like to do a reading, my website is jmvedic.com, and you can see what I offer there. And yes, thank you, Dustin, for giving me the opportunity to speak about my practice. And I'm really looking forward to meeting more tropical Vedic astrologers. I think we're all on the right track. I think we're onto something, and I'm really optimistic and excited about the future that astrology has, thanks to being able to connect with such brilliant people and to be able to be constantly learning. It's a constant learning process, and that's my other favorite part of astrology. There's always something new to explore. Everyone has a unique experience, and there's always more room to grow in ourselves and through working and helping other people to explore their selves. So thank you very much, Dustin, and thank you to everyone else. And have an excellent day, and hope to be meeting more of you. Thank you.
My name is Kavi of Eye of the Vedas. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer, and I started studying Vedic astrology in 2002 after I moved into an ashram to become a monk. I first started with the books of Dr. David Frawley, Sanjay Rath, and James Braha, and things really took off on the astrology front when I moved to India in 2008 to study Sanskrit and Vaishnava theology under Gopi-Paranadhana Prabhu. So he was not only a very accomplished Sanskritist, but he was also responsible for programming GCal, early Panchanga or Vedic calendrical software application. So learned a great deal from him. And at some point in 2013-2014, I started encountering the work of Ernst Wilhelm and, of course, Ryan Kirkzak, from whom I both learned a great deal, and eventually under their influence, really shifted my practice from sidereal to tropical Vedic astrology. My moon sign is in Makara, that would be Capricorn, in the 8th house with Ketu. And in my practice, I strive to use the best of the techniques I've learned from my astrology teachers, from the spiritual masters I've studied under, to guide my clients and to shed light on the karmic patterns they are working through. You can contact me on my website, eyeofthevedas.com, or you can find me on Instagram. Thank you.
Hi dear friends, my name is Desi. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer. I studied with Ryan Kozak and I'm a graduate of the Vedic Astrology apprenticeship program. Before studying Vedic astrology, I was exploring Western astrology on my own for about 10 years. However, it was through the Vedic Astrology apprenticeship program where I have learned how to analyze an astrological chart wholeheartedly. In this way, I'm able to fully honor and appreciate the unique and complex nature of a human's life experience. Through my practice, I assist individuals in cultivating a deeper understanding of the planetary energies as divine powers within themselves, hopefully empowering them to reconnect with their internal resources and harness the richness of their potential. I also enjoy using my background in healing modalities such as movement and yoga to inspire curiosity in people to discover the embodied expression of the states or the qualities that they need in a particular life situation. To contact me, please visit desiastrology.com and leave me a message through the contact form. I look forward to meeting you and to working with you. Namaste. Thanks for watching.
Well, hello, this is Mirela. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer and I actually started my studies with Ernst Wilhelm in 2017. That being said, I really like Ryan Kurzek's approach and also Vic Dicara's approach towards the Vedic knowledge. And I got a little bit from these three main teachers, so to speak, but Ernst is my main one for sure. He has changed my life. So now in my practice as an astrologer, and I was trying to find, like all of us, my own identity, my own niche as an astrologer. So the way I work with everything that I know so far is I incorporate it all. So when I do a chart reading for somebody, I'm just not looking just the astrology part. I'm also looking at their cards of truth. And I'm also looking at human design and gene keys, and this way I get a better perspective of who this person is, how do they use their energy and their potentials in your life, in your chart. And then I also offer 12-month ahead predictions. I'm using several techniques for that. I love doing compatibilities, and in those I also use techniques from cards of truth and from human design and also from astrology. I also practice cards of truth and tarot. I love those as well. Those are the main things that I'm working with. And then medical astrology, if I haven't mentioned those, I love doing those readings as well. They're comprehensive. Those are at least an hour long. And all of my readings have been recordings that I'm sending out, audio, and the person can have access to them whenever they need to. Now, my English work can be found on my English website, which is theastrologyshop.org. I am currently based in Romania. And so again, I don't offer one-on-one sessions unless it's a tarot or cards of truth, because I take my time to study that chart and then record my findings and the predictions as well. What else can I tell you about me? My social media presence, well, it's on and off. I am not able to stick to one YouTube channel. I either have in English, several in Romania, in Romanian, and so in my Samtapsha, for those that are aware, I have I have Moon and Rahu in the sign of Gemini. So good luck with me sticking with one thing. I do get bored. I am currently not on Facebook or Instagram, so don't look me up there. But usually my website does show kind of what I'm up to and where can you find me socially. And on Ernst Wilhelm Forum, I'm mostly always there. Even if I don't post, I read your questions and answers, of course. What else? Personally, okay, well, let's go personal. I have my Sun and Mercury in Taurus, my Moon in Sagittarius, my South Node in Pisces. I'm a Scorpio Lagna at 4 degrees something, and those are my good placements. Oh, Jupiter in Leo. The bad placements I'm not going to tell you about. No, I'm kidding. So I have Saturn and North Node, which kicks my butt, but at least they are in the 11th house. And then I have Mars and Venus in the 6th house in Aries. Am I missing something about my chart? Uranus in Scorpio for those that do like tropical stuff. And Neptune is with the Moon in a little further, but it is in Sagittarius, and Pluto is in Libra, which sucks. But my entire generation has that. I told you where to find me. I told you everything that I guess you need. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Dustin.
Hello there, my name is Caroline. I am a tropical Vedic astrologer. I have been learning astrology since 2009-10. I think it was 2010. That was Western astrology. And then in 2013, I learned Vedic astrology. And in 2014, that's when I started practicing tropical Vedic astrology. And my main influences are Vic Dicara and Ernst Wilhelm. But I always do my own thing. I kind of combine both because I like to see what works in practice. I have Rahu in the 3rd house. I have the Moon in Ashlesha. So I love knowledge. The serpents have a lot to do with knowledge and ancient myths. So and Rahu in the 3rd house, I like to read a lot and I'm always reading something. So I tend to combine a lot of the things that I learned, but my main influences are Vic Dicara and Ernst Wilhelm, and I also absolutely love numerology. I also incorporate numerology in my readings because I think numerology kind of gives because it's just numbers, so it's very straightforward and it really helps. And I noticed that people tend to find my readings more accurate once I started learning incorporating numerology as well, because I also can see the karmic numbers and a lot of things. So I also do that. It's part of the reading. I always use it. It's not extra. I don't charge extra for this. It's just something that I incorporate. And I also incorporate tarot cards. I also read tarot cards. I do not read cards of truth. It doesn't work as well for me. I don't know. I just don't connect with it. And that's my thing. I think it's probably an amazing tool. It's just not something I do. And I also like to say that I am not a fatalistic astrologer. I love hearing about near-death experiences. That's something I do often. And I do not believe in fatalistic predictions. And I am not the type of astrologer that will leave you powerless when it comes to a reading, because I don't think that's, I think that our internal world creates our reality. And astrology should be used as a tool for self-knowledge and shadow work, not as a tool for just knowing when you're going to get something and not making any improvements on yourself. So that's my approach to astrology. I have to say that.
Hello, my name is Amit Bhat. I am from India. I am practicing Tropical-Vedic astrology. I started learning it from Ernst Wilhelm in 2015, and I have started my practice from last 2 years. In astrology, my most favorite topic is Lajitadi Avasthas, and I am myself a Gemini sun, who is my sixth lord and is in my fourth house. So sixth house is about overcoming difficulties, fourth house is about psychology, Vedas, and study. So yeah, that's what my creative inspiration goes towards, using the study of psychology, Vedas, for overcoming difficulties of life. Apart from that, my moon is in Ashwini Nakshatra, who has a very healing approach towards overcoming towards anything, towards everything basically, and especially for solving the problems. You can contact me on my email, amit.bhat@vedic-astrology.co, and all my services are listed on my website, www.vedic-astrology.co. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Cam and I go by the name of Casey Astrology. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer and reader of the Cards of Truth. I studied tropical Vedic astrology primarily with Ernst Wilhelm, and prior to studying with Ernst, I also learned from other astrologers such as Lada Denshiva or Astrolada, who's a former student of Ernst. And some other astrologers are Carmina Amza, Laura Barat, Vic Dicara, Couple Raj from KRS Channel, Ryan Kurtzak, and Chris Brennan, who's a Hellenistic astrologer. I have my moon in Taurus, and it's actually exalted, which you probably may have already guessed considering the format I use to communicate with. My voice is definitely my medium. In my astrology practice, I focus primarily on providing in-depth Cards of Truth readings, which incorporate basic Vedic astrology principles of Jaimini and Parashara as well. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Cards of Truth system, it's actually a system of cartomancy that was created by my teacher Ernst Wilhelm. And in this system, Ernst has combined the reading of playing cards with tarot cards, as well as the predictive methods of birth card spreads and birth timing spreads. And these predictive methods are based upon the card associated with your birthday. Having said that, I offer both birth spread readings with the Cards of Truth software, as well as divination readings, which I don't use the Cards of Truth software, and instead I do manual card castings. So I also actually like to incorporate a little bit of human design into my readings as well, particularly in the birth spread readings, because having studied the human design system alongside of tropical Vedic astrology and the Cards of Truth, I find that it can give a lot of confluence to a person's Cards of Truth birth spread, and more importantly, it can give a very clear picture of what one's purpose is in this lifetime. All of my readings are audio recorded and done remotely. You can contact me on my website, www.caseyastrology.com, to book a reading with me, or you can send me an email here. My email address is caseyastrology1010@gmail.com. You can also find me on YouTube under the handle of @caseyastrology9352. And YouTube is where I make Cards of Truth videos as well as celebrity astrology readings. And then finally, you can also check me out on Instagram if you'd like. And I'm under the handle of Casey_astrology. Thanks for watching. I'd also like to take this opportunity to really thank Dustin Cormier for putting this video project together. and inviting me to be on your channel. This is a very cool gesture, and I'm grateful for the exposure to all of your viewers on your channel. And I also just really appreciate your help as a fellow colleague in this Tropical Vedic astrology community. So thanks again, Dustin. And thanks again, everyone, for watching. Bye.
Hello folks, how are you? My name is Nicolas Boque and I'm an astrologer from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Now currently living in Mexico in the tropical zone. So I use Vedic astrology through the tropical zodiac lens, and I started learning astrology in 2010 formally with Eugenio Caruti in a school called Casa 11, the 11th house in Buenos Aires. And then by 2016 I met an astrologer named Karina Beck, who had been in Rishikesh studying with Dr. Gaurav Agrawal the Krishnamurti Padati method, and she offered to teach it to me. So I accepted, I learned it, and after a couple months I was kind of mind blown with this nakshatra method, but I had to put it aside for some time because it was putting my whole practice in crisis, you know, like which zodiac should I use, which ashanamsa, which house system, which planets to include or not, or asteroids and stuff. I was like totally overthinking it. So I put these Vedic methods aside for a couple of years, and it wasn't until I met this YouTube online tropical Vedic astrology community that I could kind of start to go deeper in these ideas of Vedic astrology. People like Vic Dicara, Ernest Wilhelm, Brian Kurczak, Laura Barat, Fernando Raúl, and of course Dustin Cormier, my host today. So yes, this idea of using the tropical zodiac, the tropical Rashi with the Vedic methods was kind of liberating to me, because I was also studying Hellenistic astrology that has very deep interconnected roots with the Vedic astrology, and at some point it helped me to understand the integration between the traditional and the contemporary modern Western ideas. I could kind of merge them better in my practice. So I do not dismiss completely the zodiac, the sidereal zodiac. For instance, my moon is in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra with Saturn, conjunct Saturn. It's in tropical Capricorn, but in the sidereal it would depend on the Ajanamsa if it is on Sagittarius or in Capricorn. So it's in the edge, which would be Vargotama. So I wouldn't say, oh no, that I don't care about zodiac in the sidereal, the 12 zodiac signs, because I sometimes pay attention to it, but I tend to focus more on the tropical aspect, because I think it's more direct experience for most of the people that I relate with, and the sidereal requires another level of consciousness, let's say like that. And I use the nakshatra in the natal readings mainly for devotional or magical practices, and the contemplation somehow from the images and to see what this brings up, and also with this Krishnamurti Padati method for horary mainly. So okay, thank you very much for letting me participate in this community video, Dustin, and I hope we continue talking. Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Chandraveer Kang. I'm a tropical Vedic astrologer. My moon sign is in Leo, and I've studied astrology mainly under Ernst Wilhelm and some under Ryan Kirkzak, with the astrology apprenticeship course with Asheville Vedic Astrology. So that's where I learned astrology from, mainly Ernst Wilhelm and some under Ryan. among many more, of course, over the years. The way I do astrology, I like to do it from a counseling, psychology kind of lens, where I'll do a deep personality analysis and I'll provide solutions based on that analysis. I find that's sort of the smoothest way to go, because I find most of the problems or the challenges that a person brings in, the client brings in, they revolve around a few major things. And some of these things include Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, the Avashtas, and same in the divisional charts. So I like to look at the divisional charts as well and get these big things out of the way first, get the bases covered before moving to smaller things. Of course, I can use any other approach as well, go about it in a different way, but that's sort of the default way I do things if I'm not asked to do anything else, because I find that it works really well. It's really effective in getting the message across and getting all the bases covered, like I mentioned. Some other interesting things about me are I'm a Libra ascendant. I have Venus in Capricorn, my ascendant lord in the 4th house. I have Ketu in Taurus in the 8th house. So you can reach out to me on my email address, cvkang@gmail.com. My Instagram, which is cvkang_astro. My YouTube channel, which is called cvkang Astrology, with the handle cvkang_astro. And my website is cvkang.com. Thank you very much.
Hi, Dustin. Hopefully it's not too late to get this posted. Thank you very much for asking me to do it. My name's Bill Kavache, and I'm a Vedic astrologer. And you were reaching out to people that do Vedic astrology with the tropical signs. I'm one of those. I learned from Ernst Wilhelm, my teacher, starting in 2003, after getting a reading that I was blown away by, and it led me to a study of Vedic astrology. My moon is in Taurus, as a Sagittarius rising sign, with Venus in my 1st house, my 8th lord in the 6th house, and Jupiter, my rising sign lord, with Ketu in the 8th house. So my form of astrology gets pretty esoteric, and frankly, I use it mostly for myself. It's led me to my spiritual path. I don't actively seek clients for astrology. If somebody can get me out of the field, I'm raising trees. In the morning, I chant. In the afternoon, I run a tree business. But I can be reached at millhollowtrees.com. So take care, everybody. I love astrology. Ernst has always felt that the biggest benefit of astrology is the study of astrology. It rewires your brain. And I'm ever grateful for the knowledge I've gained along the way, mostly from Ernst. So thank you very much. Take care.